You know, Dr. Lori travels the world and is famous throughout the world because she is the doctor when it comes to appraisals and, you know, China, Russia. But we're lucky because she's in the house, she's local, so I'm glad you're not on the road so that you can, you know, take our phone calls and share some of your knowledge and wisdom with us.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be home.
It's always
my
good to
own
be
girl.
home.
I mean, sure, it's good to be home. But yes, I've met wonderful people around the world and really enjoy appraising their objects. And you know, as the leading authority in art and antiques, people know I'm going to give them the straight scoop.
Yeah.
You know, here's what it is.
Straight
and here,
talker.
yeah, and the information, so you can put it in your head and go, oh, I get this. You know, I taught in universities for a long time. And those of you who are teachers know you got to sort of get it in their heads. So I want you to learn this stuff because they're objects that are part of your life.
Yeah.
So and that's important.
It's fun. I think we have Vanessa on the phone for Dr. Lori. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
Good. You're here with Dr. Lori. What's your question for Dr. Lori?
Wonderful. Well, I have a painting, and it is signed by a lady named Polly.
P-O-L-L-Y?
And it's-
Polly.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. P-O-L-L-Y?
Capital P-O-L-L-Y
Okay.
in the right-hand corner.
Okay, now I want you to turn the
And-
painting over for me. Turn it to the back.
Okay.
Are there wooden bars in the back that the canvas is coming around?
Like extra pieces?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So tell me about what the painting looks like. Are they figures? Is it a landscape?
The painting is like an old ceramic, old red clay pottery
Okay, so it's a
pot
still.
with,
Okay. Go ahead. honey.
right, with like, looks like yellow small sunflowers or maybe a daisy.
Maybe buttercups.
Okay.
Do you remember when you were little, buttercups? To see if you like butter. Do you remember this? They put the little flowers
They
up
didn't
against
look
your
like,
chin.
they don't look like buttercups. They look more like small sunflowers or daisies.
Okay. Okay.
With
Basically.
brown, with brown
Polly?
petals, and the only thing I can
Vanessa.
think of is sunflowers.
Vanessa.
Yes, ma'am.
She's all
Scale
excited.
back for me, honey. All right, here's the deal. You have a piece by an artist named Polly Bushing. Polly Bushing only signs her first name on these works of art. The piece probably dates sometime between 1965 and 1970. Is it 16 by 20? How big is it?
The actual painting itself is probably about 16 by 20.
16 by 20. The piece is worth anywhere between $550 and $575 on the retail market. Thanks, Vanessa.
Okay, wonderful. And you said Bushing, B-U-S-H-I-N-G?
B-U-S-H-I-N-G.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thanks for
Yeah.
calling. You're amazing. I don't know how you turn it over. Do this. Do
It's
that.
like ASI. It's Antique Scene Investigations, right? Turn
And
it
you got-
over.
and you got the
'Cause-
gloves.
Yeah, well, the gloves are to protect the oils on the objects from the oils in your hand. But when you know you talk to people and they go, "How does she do this?" and she can't see it. But basically, I evaluate 20,000 objects a year. I settle disputes with families in homes, and I do the antique appraisal tour myself. I've seen so many objects, and then I had a database that was provided for me courtesy of the PhD program at Penn State University. So the foundation was
Wonderful.
laid. So I know how the back looks because it's got to look that way. It doesn't look like the back of one of these things on the set because those aren't stretched around a stretcher. Polly Bushing's paintings are always stretched around a stretcher.
Okay, so that's critical.
It's
critical
critical.
information.
It's kind of the information that you would have if you were, I don't know, a window installer and you know it's got to be this big and I've got to fit it this way. So it depends on the same way you know your field, I know my field.
I don't know. You're much more of an encyclopedia than I am. I'll give you that. But let's
Only
take a look.
about this. This is all I can do, Dawn.
Oh, well, it's a lot. What about this Red Cross nightlight? What's that,
Yeah,
Dr.
the
Lori?
Red Cross nightlight is actually used for the Florence Nightingales among us, but this particular piece is a piece which it says on the box that it won a prize in 1862. However, this piece is not from 1862. This piece dates more to the end of the 1800s, about 1890s. It's quite Victorian. And it would basically be a light that, well, I mean, we had the power going out, you know, you have thunderstorms and stuff like that, but when the power goes out, this is the same type of thing. This is a protective light, and people will hold on to these things. These are the types of things that you might find in Grandpa's pantry. You know, this is what happens. Over time and time, you just never throw it out and it just hangs around. A piece like that in that condition is probably worth somewhere around $35. It's more nostalgia than anything. But there are people who only collect Red Cross items or only nursing and medical items.
So if you had a whole collection, then that piece with an entire collection might actually embellish the collection.
It would
because you have-
definitely increase the value of the collection and embellish the collection. You're absolutely right.
What about
Yeah.
one of my favorite things here on the set is the Wildwood by the Sea
Oh,
wooden
yeah.
sign. I love that thing. Signs.
Signage. Oh my gosh. Signs became so popular, you know, after sort of the Andy Warhol era of the 1960s. And today we still love signs. And, you know, basically they're very popular for many ways. Enameled signs, hand-painted signs, signs which are just lithography. There's a printed image onto the sign, and advertising collectibles go along with that. Very popular. And oh my gosh, the money people are paying for signage. Even if it's, you know, an old car wash sign that used to sit by the side of the road.
It's just fun.
It's just fun. And it could be hundreds of dollars into the thousands of dollars easily. This one's probably a $200 sign.
So get it appraised before you get rid of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, don't just get rid of a sign, you know, yeah. They find them in barns and all over the place. They're very, very popular and very collectible.
Yeah, I love them. All right, more with Dr. Lori when we come right back. And by the way, you can always find Dr. Lori at drloriv.com if you have more questions for Dr. Lori. Here on The Dawn Show, though, we're going to wrap up with something everybody has in their home, collectibles, and these in particular are Hummels.
These are Hummels, but they're knockoffs too. So we have a real Hummel and we have a fake Hummel.
I can't tell the difference.
I know, a lot of people can't tell the difference. How do you tell? Well, first of all, the earthenware ceramic is going to be a little better on the real Hummel than it will be on the knockoff. And then basically, the other way to tell is the mark on the bottom. Okay? A V and a B, and usually it says Goebel on it, and usually Hummel has a mark on the back too that says Hummel. So look for the marks and learn the marks. You can do that at drloriv.com, and you can ask questions there, or you can get an online appraisal, send a photograph. You can do that too to our website. Other things that a lot of people have, collectibles around the house, like pieces like this. This is Nippon, and speaking of marks, I want you to think about this. This has a distinctively green mark. Green, the color of the mark means the quality of the clay is better than clay that's marked with a different color. So the color of the mark means something, not only what the words say on a mark on a piece of pottery.
That's amazing.
And people don't know that.
Right.
They go, oh, I didn't realize I had a green mark or a gold mark or a yellow mark. Oh, gee. So you have to know all these marks, you know?
No, we don't have to know it. We just ask you or go to your
Well,
website,
yeah, because,
right?
you know, I don't have kids and I have no hobbies. This is all I do. Well, it's true. but it's okay because I love it. But basically the idea here, 22 karat gold banding, a really nice piece of china. So if it looks good to you and it looks of good quality, try to keep it in good condition. It probably has pretty good value.
All right. Well, this is our first part of a two-part series. So tomorrow I think we're going to talk more about yard sales and things like that.
Great.
But we're out of time for today. It goes so fast, and thanks for your calls here on The Dawn Show. We'll see you tomorrow right here, 10:30 a.m. on WMCN TV.